So I chose situation E, which is for a couple named Lindsay and Chad. They are both 28 years old, and they've been married for 3 years, and have since learned that they are unable to conceive. They've been talking with their doctor about their options, and the one thing they discovered was that Lindsay is infertile, but she is still able to carry a child to term. They have put away some money and are also open to adoption. In my infograph, which is titled Reproductive Routes of Technology, it shows that Lindsay and Chad desire a child, but she is infertile. So it shows two routes. One is partially biological, and the other is biological. For the partially biological, it shows that an embryo is needed. So they could either take the route of embryo donation or embryo adoption, which would end in a result of a baby. And there is a picture of a lady in the embryo, I need you section of this infograph, because an embryo is an egg which is has been fertilized by sperm, and the egg comes from the lady, and if Lindsay is unable to produce eggs, healthy eggs, then the sperm will not be able to fertilize the egg, thus resulting in no embryo. So the biological route is in vitro fertilization and gift. We'll start with in vitro fertilization, which is where the egg comes from the woman again, and the sperm comes from the man, and are incubated together in a lab or petri dish in a controlled environment. Here they create an embryo. Again, that is where it is fertilized. This could only happen, however, if Lindsay's eggs were able to be extracted and they were in good enough health to be fertilized. This is a possibility because not every woman who is deemed infertile has infertile eggs. As long as there is the shedding of the uterus and a continual release of eggs, a woman's ability to have her eggs extracted is actually possible. Once the embryo is at a specific stage, it is then implanted back into the woman's womb or uterus through an embryo transfer. This is where it can continue its growth until the baby is full term. An embryo transfer happens when a catheter is inserted into a woman's vagina. Then it is the incubated embryo is fed through the tube or the catheter, and the embryo is embedded into the uterus to continue its growth. If Lindsay is in fact infertile, her eggs might not be able to be collected for incubation or transferring, so the couple could ask for an egg donor or an embryo adoption. Now there is a difference. An egg donor gives up all their rights to the potential child, and the rights are given in submission to the new parents. This new donated egg goes through the same process of in vitro and is implanted, or an embryo transfer occurs into the mother's womb after incubation. The only difference would be the egg would not be coming from the carrying mother, it would be coming from a donor. In an embryo adoption, however, the donor can have a say in whom gets the embryo, if there will be contact with that child after birth, etc. Another means of conception would be to go through GIFT, which is gamete intrafallopian transfer, which is GIFT for short. GIFT is very similar to IVF, where the egg or the eggs that are harvested, but the egg and sperm are placed into the uterus by means of a laparoscope. They are not incubated together in a petri dish as in IVF, but are inseminated directly into the uterus together. Using a laparoscope is more invasive, but it does have a success rate between 25 and 30%, where IVF has a 27% rating. These two means are close in their success rates, but if one doesn't work, the other is still available for use. And that is my little blurb about my reproductive routes of technology, which always, of course, result in a baby, or that is the goal. So I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for listening.